Title, forget about it. You're in cuckoo land. Forget about it. For titles, no chance.
Manchester United. Boy, oh boy. This is the team that went from being a railway football team to becoming a huge, successful heavyweight in football, to then wrongfully brainwashing their fans to forcefully make their poor children make the worst decisions of their lives. One in which the football world you just can't go back on without being chased out of town by their diehard fans. At that point, their current young fans are practically held captive by their parents' beliefs. So, today, we are looking at how they have gone from being the most incredible team in history to being the country's biggest laughingstock since the Fergie reign came to an end 10 years ago. We will also tell you what we think will happen with Ten Hag after crashing out of the UCL after finishing bottom of their group. Feel free to let us know what you think in the comments below. Anyway, let's get to it. Manchester United are one of the biggest football teams in the history of football, winning multiple of the most prestigious trophies there is to win in the game, with 3 European Champions Leagues to their name, as well as domestically winning 20 league titles, 13 of them coming under the reign of their much-loved legend of a manager, Sir Alex Ferguson. From his appointment as manager on the 6th of November 1986, through his first 2 seasons in charge, let's say he had a rough start to his United career. During this period, he was close to being sacked, but luckily, United stood firm with Sir Alex. In his 3rd year in charge, he finally got his hands on the first trophy of his United career, the FA Cup in the 1989-90 season. This marked the beginning of a winning streak that couldn't be halted. From 1990 to 1999, he won 6 Premier League trophies, 4 FA Cups, and the one famous Champions League against Bayern Munich, winning 2-1 with that legendary goal by Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. This victory made Manchester United the greatest English side in the entire history of English football, having won every top trophy in the 98-99 season, classifying them as treble winners, the only team ever to achieve this feat. Within these 9 years, he won 15 trophies with United. Moving into the next decade, the early noughties, he continued his incredible trophy run. Within this time, he managed to pick up another 11 cups to add to the cabinet. Additionally, he made some of the greatest signings the club will ever make, including Ruud van Nistelrooy, Nemanja Vidic, Rio Ferdinand, a young Wayne Rooney, and the baby Cristiano Ronaldo, to mention a few. This led to 5 more Premier Leagues and 1 more Champions League in the 08-09 season, marking his 2nd UCL as a manager. If he wasn't already solidified as a club great, in his final years as a manager, he picked up 2 more Premier Leagues in the 2010-11 and 2012-13 seasons. Finally, he called it quits and ended his unbelievable managerial career after 26 years, making it 1,500 games in charge of Manchester United. From one Scotsman to another, after Sir Alex decided to call it a day, Manchester United went on to choose David Moyes to take the reins at Old Trafford. It didn't quite go to plan. 10 months after being appointed, he was given the boot. From there, they let Ryan Giggs have a little stint in a caretaker role until they found the man for the job 4 games later. It became official that Louis van Gaal had chosen to step down from the Netherlands international team manager role. On the 16th of July 2014, he took on the role of United's manager. Compared to Moyes, he had more backing from the fans as he was a higher profile personality. However, his future was inevitable, as his signature signings such as Angel Di Maria, Memphis Depay, Bastian Schweinsteiger and Falcao didn't quite work out. Some did, but they weren't enough, such as Luke Shaw and Anthony Martial. Yes, this was the season where Martial scored a beauty of a goal on his debut against Liverpool. If you've ever seen a better debut goal, let us know in the comments, and we will get back to every one of you. With only a 50% win rate, Van Gaal's sacking was soon inevitable. Just short of 2 years after winning only an FA Cup, he was out, and the chosen one was on his way. On the 27th of May 2016, Jose Mourinho, the special one, arrived. If anyone was going to succeed with United, it had to be him. He was a serial winner, succeeding everywhere he had ever been, so it was destined he would bring some success to Old Trafford once again. Within his first season, he had done what he does best, picking up silverware by winning the FA Cup and the Europa League. His first season was a success, but in his second season, he had to build, and he did not do that after failing to be backed by the Glazers. But with minimal backing, he still managed to come runners-up in the league, finishing second, but no silverware. A few games into his third season, he lost the fan base's backing. He publicly came out with his famous quote saying,
"And I won more premierships alone than the other 19 managers together."
And from there, he was out. United's faith was at rock bottom. He had to be the guy, and it didn't work. If not the special one, then who may be a club legend? Indeed, it was after the fans were losing hope in the club. They needed someone who could reignite the atmosphere again, so they thought, who else was better than the man that the fans of the club held so much love towards? It ended up being no one else other than Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, the man who brought so much joy to the club. He was the one that won them the Champions League in 1999, and from late 2018, he stepped in as the interim manager. After a good run, he was given the full-time manager role in 2019, and with ups and downs, he managed to get the best out of the team. However, he didn't manage to win everything, with his best accomplishment coming second in the 2020-21 season. After that, it started falling apart, as it did with every other manager who took this role. At this point, the fans felt as if it wasn't the manager's fault, and they started pointing fingers at the Glazer family and their puppets. Fan discontent, particularly with the ownership of the Glazer family, has been an ongoing issue. Protests and criticism regarding the financial structure and decision-making processes have created a challenging atmosphere, impacting both on and off the pitch. This has led the fans to harbour increased hatred towards the Glazers, and they are not unjustified in doing so, as the family has consistently done the bare minimum to line their own pockets. It has reached a point where fans can no longer solely blame the managers and have directed their frustration at the root of the problem, which is the Glazers. Once again, they perpetuate the cycle every 2 to 3 years, appointing new managers to divert the attention from themselves. However, this time, fans hope for a different outcome as the latest manager, Erik Ten Hag, takes the helm. Since his appointment on the 21st of April 2022, we have witnessed him confronting significant challenges, such as the Ronaldo and Sancho saga. During this period, the fans supported him, with many expressing appreciation for the ruthlessness of his actions. Additionally, he benched stars like Rashford and Maguire, imparting the discipline he expects under his management. This is precisely what the fans desire, as players held excessive authority under previous managers. He is not willing to allow that dynamic to persist. Within his first season, he successfully guided United back into the top 4 in the league and secured their first piece of silverware since Jose by winning the FA Cup. This accomplishment gave hope to the fans that he is the man they had wished for. However, half a year since this achievement, critics have resurfaced, criticising him for the team's underperformance this season. It's worth noting that he has faced an exceptionally unlucky start to the season, with his entire first-team defence out for the majority of the campaign. Consequently, he has been compelled to utilise players not initially within his plans, as well as calling upon young stars such as Kobbie Mainoo and Garnacho to step up as if they were senior members of the squad. This situation has led some fans to question whether he is the right person for the job, with some asserting that he may be out of his depth. Nevertheless, we disagree. When reflecting on the team's position before his arrival and their achievements last season, there is a massive difference. As long as they can finish this season strong, we believe he should be given another year, because, yes, this season has been a shambles. However, how do you think Pep would have done with what United have? We have seen them drop loads of points without Kevin De Bruyne, and that's just one player to them. As mentioned, we do believe that with Erik Ten Hag as the manager, they can turn their horrible season around. As many of their injured players begin to come back into the lineup, we will have to see how they fare in the second half of the season. After crashing out of the Champions League in the group stage, they have been booted out of all competitions besides the FA Cup. They will have no European football for the rest of the season, which is a blessing in disguise. This provides them with more time to prepare for upcoming league games and gives the players some much needed rest, considering they've been playing relentlessly with such a small squad, not to mention the injuries. We hope you enjoyed this video today. If you found this overview insightful, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more updates on football and everything in between. Your support means a lot to us, and we look forward to keeping you informed and entertained. Until next time, stay tuned and thank you for being part of the Matchday Monitors community.